Hello friends and welcome back to a new video. Last week, as you can see, I spent a day at the Mount Angel Oktoberfest, which is just a few miles up the road from me. This was the 60th year of the Oktoberfest. At one time, the Mount Angel Oktoberfest was the largest in the Western United States, and maybe it still is. It always seems to rain on the Sunday of Oktoberfest, and this year was no different, but it cleared up by mid-morning. I brought two cameras with me, the Fuji X100VI, and I brought the Ricoh GRIIIx, but I also brought an extra piece of kit with me that solved a dilemma that I have had with these cameras. When you're traveling light with compact cameras like the Fuji, like the Ricoh, you are negotiating various trade-offs. Do you go as minimalist as possible, embracing the pocketability of the camera, especially the GR, or do you attach a lens hood to cut flare and give the front element some physical protection? And if you like to use a filter on these cameras, for example, the everyday filter from Polar Pro, which is a combination circular polarizer and diffusion filter, you can't use a lens hood. Usually it's one or the other. But what if you want or need both? Imagine you're shooting at midday and you want a circular polarizer to deepen a blue sky, and you want a hood to reduce stray light. Or let's say it's raining and you need to cut reflections, but you're also wanting to have a hood that's going to shield the glass from a light drizzle. Until now, you had to choose. Enter this new product from Freewell. This is the Real Lens Hood. This is the one for the GR. This is the one for the X100VI. It is a single piece of kit that combines a circular polarizer, which you can see here, you can rotate, with a subtle quarter strength mist diffusion filter. And it's all built into the lens hood itself. As a quick disclaimer, this video is definitely not sponsored, but Freewell did send me these hoods so that I could test them, try them out. But all opinions you'll hear are my own. They definitely didn't ask to review the video in advance or anything like that. Here's how I would normally attach a filter to the Ricoh GR. You start by removing this ring, and then the filter kit that I have is from Nisi. You twist that on, and then you put a filter here. Now, if you wanted to also add a lens hood with this Tiffin black mist, you can, because it's threaded. So you can add a lens hood on here. As you can see, another trade-off with this is the Ricoh is no longer actually pocketable. At this point, you're putting it in a jacket pocket, you're holding it, or you're doing what I did, which was just to keep it in my Bellroy sling. The Freewell lens hood attaches in much the same way. You remove the ring and you simply add that. So it's very simple. Now you have your filter on the inside, you have your lens hood, and you have a lens cap. I'll show you what that looks like on the Fuji. You remove the ring here, and then attach Now, if you want to go a step further, you can use a hex key that they provide to keep this straight. I had the Real Lens Hood on both cameras all day at Oktoberfest, about 9 hours in total, and never felt the need to tighten it down, but you can do that if you want. But here's the clever bit. With this external tab, you can rotate the filter. And so with that, you can adjust the polarization effect without removing the hood or touching the glass. And you can see the effect of the circular polarizer in these two photos I took at the Oktoberfest car show. The one on the left is without polarization, and you can see all of those reflections. And then the one on the right is with the polarization turned full effect. So it really cuts through that. And then in this next photo, you can see that the polarizer cut through the reflections in the glass so that I could get a photograph of the tiger inside. And the tiger inside should be the title of my next book. It will be a self-help book. Because we all have the tiger inside of us. Back to the video. All the while, the lens hood is doing what it needs to do, which is to block out stray light, improve contrast, and of course add that layer of physical protection. And they both come with this lens cap. And the filter is removable. And so you can use any 49mm filter in here. It could be a straight circular polarizer if you want. It could be a stronger mist filter. It could be a variable ND filter. That day at Oktoberfest, I was using the CPL and quarter mist combo from Freewell that comes with the hood. And this combination, the CPL and quarter mist, is that same combination as the popular short stash everyday filter from Polar Pro that I mentioned earlier. That is a filter I obviously own, I use it, and I like it, but it's not cheap. This 49mm filter is $90, while this kit from Freewell, the Real Lens Hood, the filter, the lens cap, all of it together is $130 as of this recording. Think about what you would normally buy. You'd buy a quality hood, a good circular polarizer, and maybe a mist filter. Add those up, and I think you're right around the price of this single, fairly versatile accessory. Plus, I think this simplifies your kit, and you get one piece instead of three, and you spend less time messing around with the filter, with the lens hood, and you get to spend more time shooting. I'm not doing a side-by-side comparison of the Freewell filter here and the short stash everyday filter. I just will say that I took hundreds of photographs across 9 hours at Oktoberfest, and I didn't notice any loss of quality with the Freewell filter. I was really happy with it. The halation from the quarter mist was lovely, whether it was in a beer hall or inside St. Mary's Church. And if there was any vignetting with this, it was less than I was going to add myself in post. The photographs were really sharp, and I actually added a little bit of grain in Lightroom to soften the images even more. Between these two versions, the GR and the Fuji, I like the look of the Ricoh version better. The lines and the color suit the camera more, and it feels all a bit seamless. I'm also not a fan of the red accents on the X100VI version, but the build quality on both of these is really good. Seems very solid. It is CNC machined aluminum. The lens cap for this is NFC enabled. I didn't even know what that was at first, but it turns out that, you could put your phone next to it and it will pull up the manual and the support documents and everything that you need to best use the Real Lens Hood. So Freewell calls this the Real Lens Hood. And the real in the name, says the company, is because the Real Lens Hood solves real-world problems. And I've seen this in some of their other products as well. For example, there's this thumb grip that you can attach to the X100VI, and it still allows you to attach other items as a cold shoe mount. And for this, I think the Real designation is deserved. This is not just a clever gadget. I think it is a genuinely practical upgrade. Right now, the Real Lens Hood is available for the GR, the X100VI, and this list of other cameras. And if you shoot street photography, travel, everyday documentary photos with these cameras, you no longer have to choose between a hood and a filter. You get one accessory, both benefits done. You are choosing between this and true pocketability, but sometimes that's a trade-off that we're willing to make. What you're not sacrificing, I'm happy to say, is image quality. Do you use lens hoods and or filters with your compact cameras? Let me know in the comments. I will leave you with a few more images from Oktoberfest 2025, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.